Good morning. It is EuroAsia Scrum. We have Sam and Raul, and welcome to Alexander. Most welcome indeed. Yeah, check-in from me. Well, Raul and I were pairing on the C9 Sinatra hang person yesterday, which I think was interesting. Good to do that. I also noticed subsequently that Michael Vidishko, one of our Spock instructors, had actually had an open pull request fixing some, but not all, of the issues that we encountered. So anyway, I kind of went ahead and merged his pull request, and we lost by Alexander. Oh well. But yeah, so I basically left. I merged that, and then that was it. And yes, I've been. What I'm doing. Yeah, nothing else to report particularly. How about you, Raul? How's it going?
Didn't do much yesterday after the pair programming session we had, and yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing to report.
No worries. Okay. That's what Snap's for there, just for a quick check-in. So, do you want to review the website one board now?
Yes.
That'd be a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll just pull that up. I'll get this on this screen. That's that screen. And so that's Pivotal Tracker, and I want website 1, which is not finding my quick list. Website 1, there we go. We're on to website 1. So
the first two can be skipped because you added some comments on them last time.
Okay.
They haven't been reviewed yet.
Right. I just remind myself of what they were. Yeah. So I mean, I guess. I mean, it's always just a question there about whether that should be rejected or what have you. I guess I worry about the. You can. Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll leave them there for the moment and consider whether rejecting is the right thing to do in those cases. Okay. So project show page redesign. Yeah. What's the deal with this one?
Okay, so they had some styling to do on the project.
Right.
The last pull request I merged was the work that Bill and I think Margot did.
Okay.
On adding those borders on the.
Oh, okay. So these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that looks nice. Yeah. Cool.
So
yeah. It's a shame that wraps over there. We should. Yes. I guess I guess what I'll do is I'll just take a screenshot of that and say, oh, welcome back, Alexander. Hey there. We're just we've moved on to reviewing the website 1, which is the Agile Ventures site pivotal tracker board. It would be nice for formatting to be fixed in members box. Long country names are not wrapping nicely. And put that in. It would be interesting if I do that. Paste an image. Oh, anyway, let's just not worry about it. Sometimes I think it's nicer if the image is actually embedded, and there's a way to do that. I forget. Anyway, okay. So there's a bug there. I guess I also, I mean, for example, this local support list here. I mean, this contains some people who have never worked on the project. Okay. I mean, we have a different list in. If we go to the actual project page itself, we have this page, and this lists everybody who's ever had a commit going into production. I mean, I don't know. This is not particularly important, but it's a question about. I mean, also, for example, here, like it's got Pete at the top there, because I think maybe he was the first one who joined, and Joao. neither of whom have been particularly active in that project. So I think we've got a thing there for, so have, what are they, it's like member list on project reflects those who are active. Current member list is based on order of joining. Do we want to have a list based on something else, e.g. GitHub commits like this? Either way, we should double check what the members list is achieving. I mean, I think that there's allowing people to contact each other. I mean, I think it's an interesting thing for any feature that we have. I mean, do you know what I'm saying, Raoul? That there's the question about what does this? We've got this piece of functionality, and what does this actually? You know, is it just filling up space? Is it actually something that people click on regularly? Is it a good way of getting a sense of, you know, if you can see there's 64 members there, but there's you know, a much smaller number of members over here, then that tells you something about the relative popularity of the project. Or I think we need to, ideally, you know, is the goal of this about reflecting the popularity of the project? What? Let's be be clear about the purpose of it as you refine it. Okay, so yeah, I think, Raoul, we lost your connection there. I've been just taking notes on all the stuff I was saying there. But you know what I mean about, it's easy to sort of just like put out little fires and fix little things. Then there's the bigger, broader question of, you know, what does this function? How is this functionality helping the site deliver? Do you know what I mean? But maybe Raoul has lost audio. He may have gone off. Alexander, how are you doing? Are you there to say hi, Alexander? You can use the group chat if you want. I don't know if you can hear us. Let's do this. Hey, Raoul.
Hey.
Hey.
Sorry.
Yeah, lost you there for a minute. No worries.
Lost my connection sometime.
Yeah, I put a summary of all of the stuff I was saying in here about. So we've got it written down. I guess the interesting question going forward for any element of the site is, you know, what does it contribute? You know, and as we redesign or develop it, you know, we want to be kind of clear on what it's doing for us. So I've kind of put that all in this thing here. That's a general thing. Okay, but yeah, so the project show page redesign, and that was, I'm just gonna have a look. That was I was gonna look at what the UX. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like the redesign was a bigger change. It's got mission, vision, values, and everything down there. I guess is there an extent to which
surely there's more that can be done to make it reflect the lo-fi, well, the wireframes there.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what the other. See now that what? Can I just open that in a new window or something?
You can open it in a new window.
Yeah, there we go. And then okay. Right. Okay. So that seems like that. This is probably, we've got a pull request which was making some minor changes, but it's not. You know, this seems to be still open to me. I don't know. I mean, I guess what the thing to do maybe is just to accept it and then you know, open a new ticket. So if I just accept that, and then we'll put I guess, project show page ongoing redesign, there are still aspects of that could be added. We should review what the project page is attempting to achieve and what should go into it. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously the people who've done that UX, you know, involved to varying degrees. I mean, it's yeah, okay, something to come back to. But anyway, let's get that off the board. And there, so then there was another one here. Oh, go away. I don't want that to come up. Don't appear. All right. Post Hangout video link to Slack. Yes, that seems to be. Yes. Now is this? We've got a pull request there. Was there a change needed in Agile Venture? I thought that was a change just to Sampretti's Agile bot, but was it also a?
There's a change on Agile Venture, I think, on the code there. Because when we create a Hangout session from the website, remember the Hangout from the website, and that's where he decides to then push to Slack.
Slack. But okay, but maybe it's doing it through his Agile bot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. No. That makes and that's working and that's live. And I'm very pleased with that. I think that's a big win. Yeah. So just looking at that now, yeah. For the current, I don't know why this time the video link has been posted, but it's sort of missing the link again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of the other ones are working. I don't know what that is. So I guess I'm going to accept that and file. Okay.
The bug that you filed yesterday on his repository.
Yeah, I guess and I'll follow up on that one. So let's accept that one, and I filed on the repository. I mean, it's interesting. Made an Agile bot. Got a similar issue this AM. Okay. I.e. YouTube link is only this one. Okay. So moving on from, so we've accepted that one.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
There's
another
one. There's an open pull request from Alejandro.
Oh yeah.
It looks like it has some ramification to. We probably need to revert something on the Hangout connection, but I'm not familiar with that system. I've never worked with it, so I was hoping maybe you or Thomas would know more about this.
Yeah. I did work a little bit with Alejandro on these things. There's like a Google thing here. So
he was saying we needed to revert some changes.
On the Hangout connection thing. Okay, fair enough. I might just follow up with him. Hi, Alejandro. I'll just say, can you forgive me for not remembering what's the reason for this combined PR and Hangout hotfix reversion? I think it's about, is it part of moving completely away from Yarrow's personal accounts, etc.? I remember we discussed before the summer, and I made some changes to Hangout connection, but will need your help to coordinate pulling this in. Okay, so I do have some experience with it. I mean, it's kind of weird because in this funny thing of trying to stay as a non-technical customer, and then I start helping with bits of technical things, and then anyway, so we'll see. Okay, but I think that's what ultimately it relates to, is about, you know, there was a point at which we were using sort of various things specific to Yarrow as regards how the Hangout connection works, and I think it's part of, you know, just getting us all completely generic. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So now I think you've been following up with people. Had you been following up with people on it? We've got these sort of outstanding things that people are working on.
I haven't had any response on most of them really. So I think I'm just either start working on some of them myself, or whenever someone joins in, I'll just assign them some tasks to do there.
Sure. I mean, just looking at this one, I mean, did you, for example, I mean, this Alejandro is the owner. Did you reach out to him? What communication medium did you use to ask him about it?
Which story is that again?
This one is the YT sync is failing in some cases.
I think I missed this one. I didn't speak with him about that.
Oh, well, no worries. I mean, I was just, and the mechanism that I often use is adding a comment in the thing, so that it's, so for example, then this one, we've got site introduction screencast, write a script. Okay. Oh, okay. Voiceover recording intro. Oh, okay. Interesting. So we've got, oh, this is an interesting thing. I will just reach out to Brian, Thomas, and then and Christian Lanois. Christian, this looks interesting. Any tips on taking it forward? Yeah. So what I would recommend doing is, maybe is do a similar comment in here for each of these things that we've got in progress, and then you can also follow up in Slack or other things. But I think it's a good. Go on.
The one thing, when I was reviewing some of those stories, since they were related to Thomas, I was hoping maybe I could have a session with him to discuss some of them. We were supposed to meet last week, but it didn't happen. So I'll try again this week.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't rely, and I think Thomas is extraordinarily busy. I would say that you know, wherever possible. I mean, like I think, you know, yeah. So you may be able to have it, but like so here, you know, by doing this, I'm kind of, you know, I'm thinking more. And I know Thomas and Brian are very busy. The Christian, he might say, oh yes, I have a moment now and I want to do it, or he might say, oh no, sorry, I've got no time, or, you know, we agreed ultimately that this would work, or what have you. Is I think, yeah, absolutely. If you can sit down with Thomas and go through some things, that's great. But I think also we want to kind of reach out here to, for me, it's like looking through the list of people involved. Like there's a series of owners there, and just sort of at all of their names in here, and then say, hey, this was an interesting thing, you know, blah, blah, blah. Anyway. But so maybe I'll leave you to do that on the rest of these. I think having a comment in the actual Pivot Tracker ticket is helpful, because it also shows that anybody else who's coming along and looking at the ticket that things are going on. Whereas if it's just like there's a set of 3 or 4 tickets and you're planning to talk to Thomas about them, then no one else knows that you're going to do that, if you know what I mean. Okay. Cool. Gotcha. Okay. So I mean, the only other thing that I'm sort of, we've you know, done some work here. There were some people saying that they were having trouble logging into the site. Did you get any further with any of them? Did they actually give you enough information to work out what the problem was?
Didn't get back to me.
No. Oh well. I mean, that's no problem. I mean, I'm quite pleased to see that the site is still running, and you know.
Although when I was going through the log the other
Stream
day,
of people. Go on.
when I was going through the log the other day, there's a lot of reports of the instance going out of memory like all the time. So I guess
Okay.
when people start sessions and all that, it gets so busy. And
Right.
yeah. So far the site hasn't crashed yet, so I guess it's
Yes, and I think if anything, well, we'll see. Actually, it's kind of, this is potentially going to be the most busy. I mean, this is, I'm prepared to put more money into it if we think that there's, you know, if it's causing problems. But as far as I can see, I mean, what I don't know from these different things, like, is the extent to which, you know, oh look, here we go. Here's a person. This is.
Oh, solo recording. Yeah, and
Yeah.
during my session last weekend,
Yeah.
well, some of them had trouble connecting with pair partners and all that. So what I suggested is before they, because I see that a lot of them, they just start the session even and then start looking for a partner.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Right.
I was telling, well, the ones that were there, that they should create the event on the website and then try and look for a partner on the Slack channel or something before they actually start with the session. If they
Yes,
fail
yeah.
to find one, then they can go on with a solo session or something.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yes, no, then that's excellent advice. Well, and I think that there's, yes, and of course, I think what we don't know is we see all of these parents going through. I think we have no idea what proportion of them are, you know, successful or unsuccessful. I guess what we, you know, don't have as a mechanism at the moment of kind of, like, we might want to, like, that suggestion that you made there is a good one, and maybe that means we want to change the description in the MOOC or something in Agile Ventures or something. But I guess again it's difficult. I mean, this is the thing that Pavel back in the day was saying, is that in some ways we want to move around to a sort of a thing of like defining what are, you know, what are our measures of success. You know, like, you know, I guess what we would say is things that, like, our success is if we've got, you know, people actually having successful pairing sessions with, like, if you know, if we could be like somehow measuring how many pairing sessions were started in the course of a week and how many of them actually had, you know, more than one person in them for the majority of the time, then that could be somehow sort of our measure of our success. And then we could be, because we've got you know, these things. Anyway, that's a bigger story to get back to another time, I guess, unless you've got any immediate thoughts on these sorts of things.
Not really.
No, not to worry. Cool. All right. So nothing else of burning importance for us to address. I guess I will catch up with you a bit later.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks. Thanks, Raoul. And yeah, don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything you need.
Okay, cool. We'll do.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye.